Okay, Vegas watchers, wake up call time. Median home prices, well, they're still sitting pretty at 485,000, but here's the kicker. Inventory just exploded 54% compared to last year. We're not in Kansas anymore, people. This isn't 2024's market or 2023's for that matter. What's up? My name is Ryan Rose here, your ethical, no BS Vegas realtor. You know the drill. I'm breaking down the real Las Vegas realtor stats for July of 2025. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just what's actually happening and what it means if you're thinking about jumping in as a buyer or a seller. So, all my free buyer guides and seller guides, by the way, are down in the description, plus those market tools like the evaluation and all that kind of stuff. I'm always talking about. Grab them after we're done here. Just go in the description, it's all below. So let's dig into the numbers real quick. So single family homes closed at 2021 sales in July. That's down 5.8% from last year. But hey, up 4% from June. So we're moving. It's just not at warp speed, which makes everything a lot slower for us. But new listings, 3,242 homes hit the market. That's about 9.5% higher than last year, which tells me sellers are still confident enough to jump in. But here's where it gets interesting. So the active inventory without offers climbed to 7,147 homes. Now they may have had offers, but they're not accepted. And that's a massive 54.2% increase year over year. So what does that mean for you? Well, we're sitting at 3.5 months of supply now, up almost 64% from last year. And that translates to buyers finally having some breathing room and options. And that's not the best thing for sellers. Price-wise, the median for single-family homes stayed put at 485,000, same as June and 1% higher than July of 2024. So the middle of the market is holding ground. Now, here's something worth noting. The average sold prices actually dropped 1.8% from last year to about 608,200. So while the median stays steady, some of those higher end homes are feeling a little bit of a squeeze and they're getting less for what they expect. And get this, new listings are coming in with a median price of 519,900. That's about 35,000 higher than what homes are actually selling for. So sellers are still shooting for the moon when they list, which is interesting because all the data tells them not to. Looking back over the past year, median prices have been pretty flat since spring hit. So not going crazy up, not tanking down. The sales volume is still trailing last year, but we did see a little bump month to month. This is textbook summer market stuff for Vegas. So more homes coming on the market, but buyers aren't exactly stampeding to keep up with the amount of supply that's coming out. So here's where things get really interesting. There's only 56% of homes sold in July that went under contract within 30 days. Compare that to almost 70% a year ago. What this tells us is if the homes are priced right, still move fast. But if you're asking too much, you're not going to sit there. You're going to sit there while buyers shop around. So they've got options now. With supply climbing like this, your pricing strategy just became everything, not just a part of the conversation. So step back and look at the big picture real quick. Prices are still way above where we were before COVID hit, but we're definitely in more balanced territory now. Inventory hasn't been this high since 2019. So remember 2019? Buyers actually had time to think about their decisions. And we're there again. So now, I don't have the detailed area breakdown from this month's report, but here's what I'm seeing on the ground. So areas like Summerlin and Henderson are still moving faster than the rest of the valley. Location still matters, people. It's always about location. That's not a joke. It's actually real life. So new listings have been climbing all year. July brought 3,242 single-family homes to market. That's almost 10% more than last year. Active homes without offers or accepted offers were at 7,147, which is 54% higher than a year ago. So months of supply jumped to 3.5 months. This is a big shift from the crazy sellers market where homes disappeared overnight with 50 offers. We're heading towards a balance, though I wouldn't call it buyer friendly just yet. because we're at 3.5 months. That's typically supposed to be around the 4 to 6, roughly. So, look, if you want to know what your home's actually worth, by the way, in this shifting market, I'll give you a free valuation. There's no pressure, no sales pitch, just the numbers. So, call or text me at 702-747-5921 or hit me up on rosehomeslv.com/evaluation to get started online. Here's my promise. I promise this to everyone. No BS, just straight talk to help you figure out your next move. Because I'm not going to sit here and give you a number that I know is not going to be attainable. Okay, I'm going to give you an actual step-by-step guide of how your home should sell in today's market given the proper pricing strategies. All right, here's my take with inventory shooting up and more sellers chasing fewer buyers. Price growth is probably going to slow down or flatten out for the rest of 2025. If interest rates drop even a little bit, buyers might come running back. But if rates stay where they are, sellers better get smart about pricing and flexible about terms. So the bottom line, the feeding frenzy is over. But smart buyers and sellers can still win if they know how to play the game. In closing, if this helped you out, share it with someone who's thinking about buying or selling in Vegas. And if you want my honest take on your specific neighborhood, your specific area of town, your specific zip code, shoot me a DM, give me a call. All my information is down on the bottom. Catch you next month.